Okay, so I kind of want to have this talk. I've been I was a single dad. My daughter's about to be 18. I was a single dad for over a decade. I had primary custody. I was getting child support. And what I noticed is there were women that I dated that liked that I was a father. And that was a part of what attracted them to me. Now, in 99.9% of the times, when I got with single mothers, all of them, I did not like their parenting styles. All of them were either trying to be friends with their kids or they were trying to turn their sons into thugs, and their sons were basically neglected intellectually, and they depended on the men that they were with physically to actually spend time. Like I started to notice that with many of these women that had kids that were single moms, even just hanging out with them for 4 or 5 months at a time, I would children one-on-one than they would. So many times I've dated women and I would get attached to their kids and I would end up spending more quality time with their kids than them. I mean, it happens so many times. I mean, that's a part of why I stepped back and actually stopped dating single mothers, because, when it doesn't work out and the kids fall in love with you and they don't see you, you break their heart. You see the kids in the mall, you see the kids later in life, and they ask, "Hey, where you been?" It's just crazy. And the mothers act like the mothers act like nothing. But I'm gonna tell you the truth. The reason why I had to disappear is because I have a daughter. As much as I was spending time with their children, they would never spend time with my daughter. It was like they expected to step up, so we, do something as a man, but they never accepted any responsibility in any way, shape, or form with me and my daughter. So now, that just is what I experienced then. Now let's look at this. My mom. It's just, it's just crazy. So basically all to go out. So clearly this is a party mom. I say this, I'll give her credit. At least she cooks, but clearly she doesn't do anything meaningful. Like if the child had to figure out what a human or an adult's role was in the world, what do you think this kid learned from their parent? That life is about going out and getting drunk. That's crazy. That's crazy. And it doesn't even say what kind of food. Like, that's the cold part. Like, we could be talking about microwave food. This kid happy that their parents is putting it in the oven. But as much as we hear about dads not being adequate and things like that, we gotta start holding mothers accountable. Because, hey, if the dad is not there, good, bad, or indifferent, you can't blame them for anything. If, back in the 50s and 60s when there was a draft and men had to go off to war, there were plenty of single moms. There were single moms then too. But those single moms, they weren't allowed to blame the outcomes for better, worse, or indifferent on the children or on the absent fathers. So, in this new modern society, I'm not sure why. It's just everything in American society, everything that's wrong with society is always blamed on men, to the point to where it's hard as a man to function. Just everything is your fault. No, like everything is your fault as a man, and everything is your responsibility, and expect nothing. And it's just it's become abusive at this point. Like it's almost like to be a man is like, especially in a relationship, is to be a slave. Like they talk about being a housewife as a slave. No, being a stepdad is a slave. Even a housewife has the authority to discipline her kids, but a stepdad don't even have the authority to discipline